Thank you, Mr. Davis. So, we are going to move into essays, children's essays. We have half a dozen or so. I hope everyone's ready. Cassie, would you like to come introduce your students?
Okay, so I have 3 second graders. I would like my first one to be Tyler to come up here, please.
To make my school a more peaceful place, I would help people at my daycare get toys inside the toy box. At my house, I would help my mom do the dishes when she is tired. At my school, if someone did not have someone to sit by, I would sit by them. You are kind. Dr. King would help people.
Okay, and the next one is Juliana. Where are you? There you go. Come on.
My name is Juliana Cake, and this is my essay. I want to make my school a peaceful place. You can say you're sorry, check on a person, never stop trying to help others if someone fell down, stand up for someone. Dr. King was a good man. He would help other people in the world.
And the last one is Kendra, and hers is a little long, but it's really good. So come up here, sweetie.
To make my school a more peaceful place, I would stand up for others, like if someone was being a bully, invite others to play, like taking turns, say kind things to people, like I like your shirt. At lunch, I would say you can sit with me. If someone was bullying a person, I would say stop bullying him or her. At recess, if I got out on volleyball and I didn't think I was out and I was mad, I would go to another game and cool off. Dr. King made his country peaceful. I want to make my school more peaceful.
So the next group is, I think, Mary's group, and these are 4th graders, maybe a higher grade, I'm not sure, but here she is.
Oh, sorry. Can I have Jasmine Messenger?
Dr. Martin was a very hardworking man. He made it so colored people didn't get treated different than white people. When Martin was a kid, he had wished that he could do something about whites getting treated better than colored. In the late 1950s and early 60s, Martin led hundreds of marches, demonstrations, and boycotts. At that time in our history, many colors were treated as second-class citizens. They were not allowed in many restaurants. They had to sit in the back of a bus in some parts of the country. Many had to go to segregated public schools. Martin did not like this at all. Finally, Congress passed laws that gave colored people many of their rights Dr. King has been working for. So if it wasn't for Dr. King, we probably wouldn't have half of the friends that we have now. Thank you.
Next, could I have Summer Hirschlow?
Without Dr. King, white and African American would use separate bathrooms, drink from different water fountains, eat from different restaurants, and it would be illegal to serve a colored person, an African American. One time, an African American was in a seat, and a white person wanted it. But that woman said, "I'm not going to move. I'm too tired today." That woman went to jail. Dr. King didn't like that, so a lot of African American people didn't ride the bus for about 395 days. Then finally the bus company lost a lot of money, so now anyone can sit wherever they want to. So I want everyone to hear my dream. My dream is that everyone will think Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Darkness cannot cast out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. The time is always right to do what is right. These words are spoken by a man who was guiding social change across our nation. His name was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia in 1929. He became a minister in 1954 and co-founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. He became a civil rights activist early in his career and led the bus boycott in 1955. On October 4th, 1964, King received the Nobel Peace Prize for combating racial inequalities through nonviolence. His I Have a Dream speech was delivered on August 28, 1963 during a march on Washington. On April 4, 1968, Dr. King was assassinated while planning a national occupation of Washington, D.C. called the Poor People's Campaign. His death was followed by many riots in many U.S. cities. Martin Luther King Jr. was later awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom and Congressional Golden Medal. Martin Luther King Jr. Day was established as a federal holiday in 1968. Many years have passed those historic days, and to this day still we continue to honor this man. A man who had a dream that all people would be treated equally. And today, as we continue to strive toward that goal, agree with me on one thing. Our lives begin to end to the day we become silent about things that matter.
Our last Franklin student is Camden Thompson. Camden, please come up. Camden, I believe you won last year's district, was it, for this essay? You got first place for 4th grade in the whole district?
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations, Camden.
Freedom, an essay about the great man. Martin Luther King Jr., in my opinion, is the greatest Nobel Prize winner from the 1900s. He's great in many ways. I'm going to tell you 5 of them. One reason is because he skipped 2 grades of high school. He was in 10th and skipped 11th and 12th. Let me tell you, if I skipped kindergarten, but I don't know what it'd be like to be learning exponents right now. Anyway, after he skipped 11th and 12th grade, he started a new education at Morehouse College at the young age of 15. Another reason Dr. great is that he led nonviolent protests to fight for the rights of all people. In other words, he hoped that America and the world could become a colorblind society where race would not impact a person's civil rights. He helped me in the world because I would probably be beat up 50 times by now because I'm a nerd and a football player. And nobody really gets why. Martin also won a Nobel Peace Prize in 1964, 1 year after he gave his I Have a Dream speech and 3 years before he was assassinated. I can't remember any prizes I won, but I am glad that Dinklers Plaza let him in after Ralph Bunche. He was the first Black Nobel Prize winner, and people threw a party for him there. But he wouldn't let him in because he was Black. Defense is important too. Dr. King especially had defense. That's really great. Here's a story about how he was acting like Rosa Parks. In high school, Martin was active on his debating team. One day, his team went to a nearby city for a competition. Martin did not do well. On the way home in the bus, he and the other Black students were told to go to the back of the bus. Martin just looked out the window. The driver came up to him and said, "Hey, I mean you, get out of that seat and let those people sit down." When Martin and a friend didn't move, the driver turned ugly. He said the N-word. "I'm going to call the police. We'll see if you move." That's from the book Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. by Gloria D. Miklowitz. Saving the best for last, I think Martin Luther King Jr. is great because he freed the nation from segregation. For example, I wouldn't be friends with my friend Blake because he's Sweden, but I am friends with him not because of his skin color, but because of his character and personality. He makes me laugh all the time. Mr. Ray wouldn't be our strings teacher because he's African American, but I am glad he is our strings teacher because he's funny and he's good at explaining things. In fact, I got so used to my bow hold, I actually get mixed up and do it while I'm writing with my pencil. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be wearing Russell Wilson jerseys or Richard Sherman, Marshawn Lynch, Ken Chancellor, Earl Thomas III, Doug Baldwin, or Jermaine Kearse. I don't know what it would be like without my boys. If you learned a lot about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and how great he is. Like I said before, he is, in my opinion, the greatest Nobel Prize winner from the 1900s. But now that I wrote this essay, I'm going to say that he is the greatest Nobel Prize Peace Prize winner of all time. Thank you for listening.
That was great, you guys. Thank you so much, Becca and all the kids. That was really awesome.